Hello guys. No way. Okay. Um Hello guys. Okay. Can I do a raid? Um I don't know how to do a raid. Help. Okay, I'm gonna watch a tutorial real quick.
So if you're really trying to farm out raids, it would probably be a good idea to get yourself Bad Omen level 2. Here's an interesting fact about raids. If we already have a current boss fight going, so let's say one with a Wither or with an Ender Dragon, just like this, and then when you trigger a raid at the same time, you will see this interesting boss bar color. But other than this, there's not much of a difference between normal and trades, and the level of the if you walk into a village with the Bad Omen effect and you trigger a raid, but let's say you don't hit any of the raiders and you maybe just hide in a little area, have a couple villagers protected and do nothing, then eventually after 40 minutes of the raid being started, that is 40 minutes of the game being loaded in, then the raid will say on it raid-expired, and it'll basically stop and you won't have to worry about that again. But of course at that point generally most of your villagers. Well, now you know a lot about raids, but how do you actually defeat them? Well, I'm going to go into that right now. The first thing you want to do is get all of your villagers inside their houses, and then trap them there with 1 or 2 pieces of dirt. The point of doing this is so that all of them are safe, none of them are killed during the raid, and so there's no chance of the raid being a defeat. Now if you do have some villagers that are still outside their houses, and they're not going into their houses, if you grab yourself a bell, and you ring the bell, then what can happen if you continue to ring the bell is they'll try and navigate their way into a house. So if we unlock this house here, there's already 1 villager in it, but if we start to ring the bell here, those villagers will tend to pathfind towards their house. You can kind of see they're all trying to get in there. And once they're in there, you can just block the door like this, and you can continue to do that with all the different villagers until they're all trapped inside their houses. The next thing I would do is if you have a lot of iron and carved pumpkins, to spawn in as many iron golems as you can all around the radius of the entire village. If you do this, you can kind of have an army of iron golems to protect the village with you, and I guarantee you it'll make the raid probably 95% easier, as the iron golems tend to do most of the work for you. But how do you actually defeat this? The crazy wave of all kinds of mobs, dangerous ones, overpowered ones, just a lot of stuff to defeat. Well, here's what you can do. What I would first suggest is try and get to a high place up in the sky, maybe make yourself a defensive tower, something simple, but like this would be very good. You don't need something crazy. And then from up here, if you have a bow on you, which I would definitely